What's good? Welcome back to the channel. Chris back with another video for you guys. Today we're on a 2013 Chevy Captiva. For those who may not be able to say it correctly, but it's Captiva. So yeah, right here, Captiva. All right, so we're getting ready to replace the rotor. We already have the calipers off. I'm going to explain how to do this while we're putting it back together because I don't have a video for showing this specific vehicle how to take everything off, but I'm going to explain what you need to do so. So see you in a sec. All right, so we back. All right, this is the current situation. Now, when you get a new caliper, sometimes the bolts are going to be tight as hell, okay? For this specific gear, make, and model, you're going to need a 14, okay? And always check your wrench, righty, tighty, lefty, loosey, number 14. So we're going to go loose on this dude, and sometimes you might have to step on it to separate it. Reason why I say separate it, because you can put your rotor and stuff on, but this is pretty heavy, so I recommend you to separate it. That way you ain't got to hold it stable or try to hold it and struggle. So I usually separate it because it's a nice amount of weight. So let's do so. So you might have to, if you're working by yourself, unless you don't have an impact or something, step on your caliper, okay? Just step on it while it's on the ground. Crank that bad boy, because sometimes they can be tight. And switch around to this side, same thing. You can get him on there. Crank. Okay, so after we got these separated, we're gonna take those out and remove the caliper from the bracket. So let me do so. Got to get one of my friends. All right, so to make life easier, we're gonna check our ratchet just to make it easier. That's righty tighty, and we're gonna switch the switch to left, and we're going loose. So that's lefty loosey. All right, so let's switch over our ratchet so we can speed up the process a little bit. Let's take our 14 off. This one has a push button style, and let's pop him on. Make sure, just because I dropped it in the tray. All right, let's go ahead and back it on out. And that way we can separate this and you don't have to struggle. Same thing this side. All right, now we got that separated. Let's go ahead and move these two, put them in the thing. All right, separate our caliper like so. I'll sit this right here for now, come back over here. Now you want to check your guide pins. They're already greased. They come greased. Sometimes some people make mistakes, so just check them, make sure they slide in and out and spin like so. And now we're going to go back over here to set up our rotor. So for those who are just changing their brakes, I'm gonna have my cousin take over. All right, so your rotor's gonna sit inside here. This is an 18 millimeter to remove these two guys on this specific gear, make, and model, but we're gonna put our rotor on. So basically we'll be taking this off first, then putting your rotor, well, then taking off your rotor. But the caliper is already separated, and yeah, I'm gonna show you and explain as I go, just because we're at the specific spot to where we can go ahead and get started and finish on up the job. All right, so you always match up your rotor. You want to have some brake parts cleaner or something like that to clean off these, because they come greased from the factory, and you don't want any grease on your rotors because you're going to glide versus stopping. All right, so let's pop this bag on open. We matched this up at the parts store. This does have a rotor screw, so we're just going to line it up at the spot. Sometimes they break, and if you have a real rusty rotor screw like this one, it broke, don't put it back in, okay? Just don't put it back in. So from here, give me 1 second. So yep, good, go. All right, so we back in. So you always match up your rotor screw with the hole here. So we're gonna rotate it till we see it, and we're gonna slide it on like so. And that should line up with that rotor screw. If you have them, put them back in, but I recommend you grease them or put some anti-seize on them if you're using them. You don't have to have rotor screws. Once you squeeze the brakes, the caliper mashes the rotor to a straight position. Then you got to put your wheel on. So once you put your wheel on, it automatically locks everything back no matter what. So back in here, we right here. Let's get this caliper bracket on. Like I said, you're gonna need an 18. Let's get in here. That bro, come over here on this side. All right. So when you're going back in, your bracket, you got here, you got to flip it this way. Bam. It's gonna slide in right here. You might need some light. Slide these on out, and we just left those in there to be accounted for. Slide this on in like this. Make sure you're good. Get your top one started, and I recommend you go top bottom how they came out, because sometimes they get seated and heated to where they only like one spot. Make sure the rotor's straight, and that way we can get our bracket on. Hopefully we get a few threads real quick. And if we don't, let's start with the bottom. Make sure you don't have any debris in your bracket or anything. Let's get it to start at least. And let's see. Because that man gave us the wrong caliber.
No, don't say that.
No, I hope they didn't. It might just be me. Alright, let's get this set. Or the wrong rotor size. That could be a possibility. But it could be me as well. Trying to get it to wiggle back in.
They always been a pain.
But I'm looking at, okay, we got the rotor on, but see how it's touching up against the top and bottom.
Yeah,
so that's what I'm thinking. They may have gave us the wrong caliper. Yeah, because this is as far as we get, and we got nothing. So I think we got the wrong caliper. So we got to go back to the store. So reason why I say that, let's take off the rotor. Either that or the wrong rotor size. Something's going on. So let's just take it off and see if it fits. All right, so it's fitting. So it might be just me. Pause video, and we're gonna go right. All right, get this rotor back on. Now, hopefully the rotor is the right size. It looks like it. We did match it up with the other one, but sometimes you might need some light or something just because you're outside. It's real sunny today, so can't see quite like I want to, but this isn't sitting like I wanted to either. And the rotor screws, this is where they come and help. I'm gonna use my knee to support it a little bit and see if we can get this bite.
Yeah,
And if not, let's go back to the bottom. I might need to pull it out some. And that's what it was. There we go. Got one to bite, get some spins. Let's get this one to start. And there we go. All right. But it's always good to check. You never know when you might have some stuff that might be bad. So don't rush, don't force anything. Just try to get the job done as safe as possible. All right, so let me get some things set up since I know I'm great. Like this dude, it's a 19, we need an 18. All right, find my 18, be right back.
Pause you. Pause you. Pause you.
All right, so you want to hand tighten as much as you can, everything until your screws are seated. Once it gets hand tight as much as you can, then you proceed to your ratchet. You don't have to, but if you don't hand tighten it enough, it's gonna just spin and you don't have to put the ratchet on anyway. So just take your time, righty tighty, lefty loosey, and let's line this up with the hole. Some of these have a hole in the side and it matches up on these to where it seats better. You won't be able to make it come out. So we're going tight, it's going up. Before you tighten both, do one and do the other. And then we're gonna go back in with our breaker bar. Good. Switch over to the breaker dude and we're gonna crank it up just to make sure it's locked. Yeah, there we go, it's one. And same thing with this one. Yeah, two. Those are tight enough. Now we're good. We're gonna go in with our brake clips. Got new ones, crispy, fresh from the factory. And you always match them up with your new and your old. We already done so. So just saying, these are the old ones, but they're not old. They came off another set of brakes. But when you buy a new caliper, it automatically comes with it. So automatically comes with new brake pins, well, brake clips when you order them or buy them. So you'd always have some or some extra ones. Just put them up. And this one goes this way. Make sure you're going the right way. And sometimes they stay, sometimes they don't. So I'm gonna have to play with these a little bit. So we had a bad rotor, so we got some scuffed up pads, but they should smooth out through time. Hopefully yours aren't scuffed. So the screamer goes on the inside, lets you know your brakes are ready to be changed. And we're gonna rest this on the inside of the spot here. So sometimes they're tight and you might have to tap them in, but these are pretty loose, so I'm just kind of working them in like that. Okay, same thing with this side. Come out as far as you can on the edge, rest it back. There you go. Most clips will already be stuck on here, but this specific one isn't. And then you want to move your rotor like this and make sure you're not scraping up against your clips, because then you'll hear a screeching noise and then it'll take a while, but it'll start to minimize and wear down. All right, so we're here. Time for our new caliper. Let's get that set up. And we already got it separated. All right, so from here, we already got our line pinched off. We got a new banjo bolt. You will void your warranty if you don't use the new banjo bolt. You can use the old crush washers if you don't have any, but the new Caliper should come with all new hardware. So let's rotate these on out. And sometimes they should just slide out, but sometimes they'll go in with the groove just because they get old and rusty. All right, didn't bring anything for my hand, so let's use the plastic. There we go. All right, so now from here, we're gonna set this up. It's gonna go this way. And let's just sit it here for now. And let's put our screws in. Just to hold it in this place so we can crush our washer. Give it some wiggles, get it up on there, you'll feel the threads. And once it sets, give you a couple of spins. I'm gonna get a rag because my hands are spinning. But it'll sit by itself so the gravity don't keep making you have to hold the caliper. So now we got that. Rock this one forward a little bit and line it up. And we're good. Let's go in with the dude. Where you at? What's up, buddy? Mr. Milwaukee back with us to help. Make sure we're good. Right tight, lefty loosey. Before I go all the way up, I'm gonna do the bottom and get it close. And then we're gonna tighten that one. Come back up. All right, so after you do so, I recommend you switch back to a regular ratchet. If you're using that, lefty loosey, switch your wrench, righty tighty, and we're going up. So to know your brakes are tight enough, you hold it here, just smack it with your hand. When your wrench starts to do this and bounce back, you're tight enough. So don't over tighten because you'll break these off. Smack, 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 smack. See how it's bouncing? You're tight enough. So now that we're done there, we're gonna switch over to 11 millimeter. That's what we need for here. So we got our 11. Put him off our breaker, pop our 11 on, righty tighty. All right, he's set. Let's go ahead and get this. You're gonna need one of these if you're changing your caliper to pinch your line so you don't have to bleed your whole brake system because air will get up in there. So your crush washer set up. You're gonna go one here. Oh, we'll blow that off in a second. One here. And you wanna make sure you don't have no debris on there. So wipe it off, blow it off, whatever you gotta do because it won't seal correctly. All right, let's go through here. Set up on this side, same thing. And we're gonna work it in. This one has a little bracket bar right here to where you set it up and it goes down. And we're gonna hand tighten that as much as we can. And it'll go in. And just get as much as you can. Make sure it's set between the two pieces right there. And after you do so, you're gonna start crushing it, and then we'll be at the part to where we can start bleeding this brake caliper. Excuse me. And if it's not tight enough, it will not crush. So you want to make sure you get it nice and tight. That's why it's called a crush washer. And I recommend you use a 6-point socket. I don't have any with me. I'm on the road. I'm using a 12, but this is a brand new bolt. If your bolt is real rusty and brittle, use a 6-point because you will strip it and you'll be stuck and you'll have to replace the whole hose all the way up to the actual metal brake line. Crushing down, and crushing down. That should be enough. We're gonna release this. I think this one is the same as the other one, which was 11 millimeter, but you want to pop this guy off. Yo, if I can, my hands are pretty greasy. Well, dang. Let's use this right here, the back side of the pick. Or the inside of the pick. There we go. Just to pop it off, don't bust it. All right, so now we got that. We got this free. We're ready to pump our brakes. Let's break this free real quick just to get it loose. Don't open it all the way yet. Let's be righty tighty, and we're going loose. I'm trying to use the box end so it doesn't round off and possibly strip, but we should be good. Let's do what Cuz said. There we go. All right, so we're gonna tighten it back. It's time for us to pump the brakes, and we will be right back. I'm gonna have Cuz pump the brakes, and see you in a second. All right, so at this specific point, you want to have a buddy, or you might be able to do it yourself by yourself, but you're gonna need a pole or something to slide your seat up to your brake pedal. But you're gonna pump your brakes 3 or 4 times till they get real hard, and you're gonna hold it, and then you're gonna release your bleeder valve right here. And we're gonna say hey and yay. Yay when you're ready. Yay. Still no fluid. All right, we gotta crush it some more. Might take a little bit. You might feel like you're gonna break it, but keep going. Unless we have a collapsed brake hose, and I think we might be, because I forgot to release this dude. There we go. Now we should get fluid. Everybody makes mistakes, so at least you can correct them, and this should be tight enough now. All right, you on the hold? Three. All right, 3 pumps in the hole. And you want to make sure this bleeds out. All right, yay. Let's go ahead and break this free. We should have fluid. There we go. All right, let's lock it off. And we're gonna do this 2 more times and make sure it's bled out, and make sure your reservoir is still full. And this will be the whole process of how to change your caliper and your brakes. So basically, for those who don't know or wasn't gutted out like I was, you're gonna remove your tire, of course. You're gonna remove these caliper bolts here. This piece is just gonna pop off to the side. Okay, after you do so, you're gonna change your pads, put him back on. If you're gonna take off your rotor, you're gonna have to do the same thing. 1, 2, take this off, and you have your bracket bolts in the back. Okay, you gotta take those off. That way the whole bracket and everything will come off, and then you can change your rotor. If you have a rotor screw, then you'll have to get it out. Hopefully you can get it out, because sometimes you got to cut them out. But yeah, thanks for watching the channel. Please like, subscribe. Like I said, 2013 Chevy Captiva. Hopefully this helps you out on changing your brakes and calipers or whatever you got to do, brakes, rotors, and calipers. But yeah, always know rest is the enemy on these things, which causes us to work so hard. So live life, love it. Till the next video, I'm out.